He argues, then he says, the judge of the whole world is not going to be just. What kind of a God are you? Argumentative. And the rest of the Bible, if you look at it from this perspective, is the prophets are arguing with the people are arguing with God, God resigns, Moses resigns, then they throw at each other, and they all argue all the time. The Talmud is a 6,000-page book that is filled with that took 300 years to write, filled with arguments. You can see an opinion and an opposite on the same page. We have always enjoyed, and we say both are the living world of God. The one who says yes and the one that says no. We are very skilled at arguments. Maybe I should mention Israel has the highest amounts of lawyers per capita in the world. So what worries me in Israel today is not that we are argumentative. It's the fact that we are now shutting that down, and we're saying we should have one voice. We should pray in this one way. There is only one way to be Jewish. There's only one way to teach Judaism. The playing field is not level. If I could take Reform conservative rabbis and compete with the Orthodox rabbis, meaning if my rabbis were even considered rabbis, the Hebrew Union College and the Jewish Theological Seminary, two of the major institutions that train rabbis in the Jewish world, have you heard of them? Of course she did. The Pope does. Every academic institution in the world recognizes the Hebrew Union College as an institution of Jewish religion. And who doesn't? The State of Israel. Chutzpah! So this is the problem. I want to have a bigger argument, and I can't have it because there are 20,000 state-paid rabbis of one sort or another, and my people, they are not able to compete because they don't have even the starting point. So of course we're in the Supreme Court with Rabbi Miri Gold, who's soon to be the first Reform woman rabbi to receive a salary. After her, we're going to represent Levi Wyman Kelman to be the first neighborhood rabbi, and then chief rabbi. The sky's the limit. Thank you. Yes.
It's been a while since we've seen each other, actually at Levi's shul.
You changed your shirt.
I did change my shirt. Grew my hair long too, okay? Golda Meir Aleha Sholem told a group of us studying at HUC in 1970, when we asked these questions about pluralism, bring 100,000, bring 150,000, and then we'll talk. So, given the state of aliyah, immigration, of non-Orthodox Jews, is this going to change until there's a critical mass in which those of us who helped Natan Sharansky leave, and when he looked at a group of 35 Reform rabbis, he said, that was then, this is now. When you can take me out of the Knesset, then I'll vote your way. Without a critical mass of non-Orthodox Jews, is this going to change or not?
Yeah. Well, this is such a cheap shot. If 1 million of you came, I met with the Minister of Religious Affairs, he said, if 1 million Reformed Jews came to Israel, then we'll talk. If 1 million of us came, you wouldn't be the Minister of Religious Affairs. I will be the Minister of Religious Affairs. What is this? It's the measure of a democracy is how we deal with a minority. And the fact that Israel right now is, thank you, is financing in a very big way. Just the rabbis cost 700 million shekel a year. In every religious service you want, we have Shatnez laboratories. These are labs that find if there's wool and linen in every garment. So there are 40 of them, and there are hundreds of people working, and they're all government employees. People who take care of the Eruv. Is there an Eruv around Chautauqua? Someone has a job. And of course an army of kashrut inspectors, all male, all Orthodox. This is a huge industry with a great economic incentive to continue to be like that. They can do it because they can get away with it. You see, in New York, they would never say, make the subway. What's the subway called in New York?
Subway.
Subway? The subway, make it segregated. They can say it. No one would listen. Recently, El Al, our national carrier, has a poster. It shows Haredi, that's ultra-Orthodox men, working at a store in New York called B&H. It sells different camera equipment. So you see them packing and lifting packages, and it says, if you want to see them work, New York, $1,500 round trip. We don't see them work. They are all in religious services, never in a store. So that's my answer. Bakasha.
Does the women of...
Okay, we're going to take your 3 questions, and then we have to ask for people who want more conversation. Today, you have that opportunity over at the Hall of Christ. Yes, it is, the Hall of Christ.
The Hall of Christ. Rub it in.
Does your organization ever deal with what I consider the problem of the get?
Yes. This is an excellent question. It so happens that we have a full-time lobbyist in the Knesset, and we are now on the 18th Knesset, but on the last day of the 17th Knesset, just less than 2 years ago, we wanted to pass a regulation, it's a regulation under the existing law, that a husband, maybe I should backtrack. In Israel, only a man can give a get to his wife. So if her biological clock is ticking and she wants to get the get immediately, he will say to her, you want it now? Give me the apartment, give me sole custody of the children, give me the car, give me your grandmother's heirloom, give me. So we wanted to change the law and say that if there is any argument within 12 months, everything is divided 50-50. And if there's violence in the family, within 4 months, divided 50-50. Time is no longer working just on his side. She can say to him, I'll wait a year. In a year, you're going to have to give me exactly half. So we wanted this to pass, and it was constantly moved aside by the Speaker of the Knesset, who is Dalia Itzik, a woman from Kadima. She would not bring it up to a vote. And why? Dalia loved being a president. You know that our president was caught with his pants down, so to speak, and he had to resign. You know about that particular case. Yes, our president is charged with 3 cases of rape and is now facing 7-year imprisonment. He is now appealing to the Supreme Court. I'm on one hand so embarrassed that I'm hiding my face. On the other, good for us that a woman, a clerk, a tiny secretary can go and sue the president, and here he is facing 7 years imprisonment.